What's up guys, Taren here. Today we are talking about Hammer Nutrition's Perpetuem Solids. This is Hammer Nutrition's long endurance line of products that's meant for athletes that are going longer than 2.5 or 3 hours in maybe an Ironman, a Century Road ride. And in my case, I ended up using it for the 17-mile marathon swim that I've told you guys all about. I ended up becoming so awesome because of the Perpetuem Solids. No, of course it's not just because of the Perpetuem Solids. It does have something to do with me just being that awesome naturally. It's a gift, it's a curse. But the Hammer Nutrition was essentially the only thing that I used during that swim, and I found that it worked really well. So Perpetuem is not a gel or a chew or a drink. This is basically a meal replacement where you get all of your calories, carbohydrate, a little bit of sugar, some protein, your fat, all of your electrolytes, all in this one package. And the idea behind it is that if you're going for those lengths of time, you can't run a sugar high for 3, 4, 5, 12, 17 hours. You want whole foods and something that's going to give you a slow burn throughout that entire effort. In my case, my swim lasted 8 hours, 41 minutes. And what I used was a mixture of the Perpetuem Solids, water, and the Hammer Gel. Did it taste good? Yeah, not so much. It was a really syrupy, chalky, chocolatey kind of taste that a little kid in the boat referred to as brown juice. Yucky. But that said, this worked really awesome for keeping my energy levels up throughout that entire swim. I took about 170 calories every half hour. I didn't get too high, I never had an energy crash, and I had zero digestive discomfort throughout the entire swim. So in my experience, yeah, it does what it's supposed to do. It gives you a really nice, long, steady energy burn that you don't have to worry about crashing at any point. The downside though is, like I said, it's not delicious. It's a very chalky, thick drink that you get a fair bit of aftertaste with. There is a liquid form of this. I didn't have access to that when I was purchasing the product originally, so I ended up going with these solids. And if you take a look at the solids, they're basically a solid stick of chalk. A few weeks ago, I actually tried to chew this up alone as breakfast before a workout, and I didn't even get through one. I had to spit it out. So I don't really get what the purpose of these solids are. If you do only have access to the solids, you can still use them. What I ended up doing was putting as many of these into a Ziploc bag as I was planning on using, smashing it all up with a hammer basically to get it to a protein powder kind of form, and then mixing it up that way. I could not for the life of me chew these. They're basically inedible in my opinion in this form. Don't be scared off by that. It is a good product. I would just recommend sticking with the liquid form of the Perpetuem and not these solids. It's very easy to digest. In my experience, this was one of the only things that I could digest for hours upon hours upon hours without my gut getting rotten throughout that time. And as far as price is concerned, it's not a cheap product. It's about 50 bucks for 32 servings. When you start getting into really specific energy needs like this, you are going to end up paying a little bit more. So if you're doing any training or racing that is longer than 3 hours and you find that you get tired or achy past that 2.5, 3 hour mark, and you do want to try some whole foods, give this a shot. It's a good product. I don't think you're going to be upset. It's certainly something worth trying. As always, if you like these tips and reviews, give us a thumbs up below or hit the subscribe button. It's always appreciated. Check us out at www.aracenutrition.com and social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. It's all at A Race Taren now. Good luck in your next A Race. Kill it.